Hello everyone, welcome back to our next session on performance management system. So till now we have discussed about the meaning of performance management system, its definitions, then the characteristics, its features, its importance, and today and also even the ideal characteristics or effectiveness of performance management strategies as well. So today let us know about performance management process. So, as you all know, an effective performance management process aims primarily at aligning, your teams and supporting employee development and enhancing employee performances. So, it ensures that your sorry, your organization, its departments, employees, and the teams, and even the processes are working towards optimizing the organizational objectives or its goal all around the year. So especially in today's scenario or business, performance management is very essential part of any business strategy. So it is very much easier like these days for you to gather and analyze data from all touch points of your businesses. As you know, as now we are as well seeing, due to this COVID and all, many establishments have realized that sitting at home, okay, at your service, okay, anything can be possible. See, we are also taking classes. See, maybe the effectiveness or the mutual, obviously there should always be a certain non-verbal communication also, but not that it is only like verbal communication only helps. Okay, there are other alternatives as well. So due to this COVID era has also taught us a lot. So sitting at your place, you can access many things. So as such, setting many KPIs. So what is KPI, guys? This is also very important. Many times they've asked in exam also. It is very simple: key performance indicator. So any employee will be given certain responsibilities and authority, so wherein will be described here. So what is your key performance indicators? KPIs, very important. Make a note, and how to track them in different tasks and all, whether it's difficult or how the person has perceived and how is he taken and all. So such kind of thing. So you can also check what the employees are actually doing, and the prerequisites, what they actually need. So like this, I'll just move to the next slide. Okay, wherein let us discuss about the various stages of effective performance management process. Okay, so these are some of the phases which form an effective performance management process. See, this is prerequisites and performance e-planning. Okay, purposely I've written, see guys, in your exam you can as well write prerequisites or performance planning, performance execution, performance assessment, performance review, and performance review and recontracting. Okay, so here E I've put because nowadays all these processes are defined electronically. Each and every process is carried through E format. Okay, especially in this era, so completely E. So hence I have included. Yeah, even if you don't include that E, you can as well write performance planning, performance execution, performance assessment, performance review, and performance renewal as well. Okay, so starting with, yes, I have given some detailed points as well for each one of them. So starting with performance management process, first phase, which is prerequisites. So there are two very important requisites to be considered before implementing the actual performance management system. So in this phase, Your organization's mission and desired future positions are, defined as a part of setting a strategy. So this process is then cascaded across the departments to set targets for each department. And each department should be supporting the achievement of your organization's main mission or the main objective. So within the department, the targets are then distributed across the teams. So the tasks needed and the methodology and the knowledge required, then the skills required for each specific job are further identified in the form of job description. Okay, so yeah, same thing, exactly the same thing I just explained in others. So you can just go through these, and if you want, I can read as well. So knowledge of organization or mission and strategic goal, as I said, they should carry the plan or the process according to the main objective of the organization. Then knowledge of job is a question, knowledge of job in question. So it is very important as it gives clarifications about job requirements and help in identifying required cases to perform job effectively. So this comes under job description. So moving upon to the next phase is performance planning phase. So the performance planning phase identifies the results that need to be produced by an employee and the behaviors and the agreed upon development plan. So it includes areas for require improvements and the goals that needed to be achieved in each area. So in these, it's very important that you focus on results that refers, outcome employees are required to deliver as per company's expectations. So consideration of results include key accountabilities and employees. Then required information is obtained by job description and various jobs in company. So again, there is a sub point. Next, moving to behavior. So it's very important that an employee has a primary responsibility and ownership of the performance execution phase. This is a very important phase, wherein when you see this development plan also, the supervisor observes and documents performance on a daily basis, then provides resources, feedback on progression towards goals, coaching and opportunities to engage in developmental activities. Then development plans results, obviously the development plans results in better results, and even the behavior of the employees are also good enough. Moving to our next stage, it is performance execution. So you can read each of my slide is self-explanatory. So here in this stage or in this phase, the employees get a brief introduction about what exactly they have to do, what are they required to do, and what are the expectations from the organizations proceeded by implementing same at workplace. So performance execution also includes certain steps. So which is commitment to organizational goal or goal achievement, then ongoing performance feedback and coaching, then communication with supervisor, collecting and sharing performance data. So in this phase, every manager has to keep a track of how well the people in the department are doing. Too often the managers wait until the time of performance appraisal rolls around to discover that they can only remember what Sam or Belinda did in the last 6 weeks or so. So that's why it's very important to maintain a very good records of individual performances during the entire year. So it's very important that they don't make the mistake of only keeping track of performance problem. So these records should include examples of both results and even the behaviors that caused you concerns, as well as those that were right on target and so on. Then over the course of years, projects will be completed and the individuals will move on to the next requirements. So some projects will be altered from expectations and requirements that were set at the start, so others will be abandoned. Okay, so it's very important that the manager to regularly check on the projects, then their goals, then their objectives that he and the individual has agreed on during the performance planning meeting and all. So there are very few situations which make awkward for the manager, that in have subordinate come up and say that we are ready to launch the new quality initiative, and so when that initiative was scrapped at the higher level of months even before. So communication with superior and subordinates is also very important. Okay, this communication will improvise the transparency in the department, and hardly the biasness also will be very less when there is transparency throughout the department. So ongoing performance feedback and coaching, this is very much necessary for the success of achievement of the objective. So unless someone tells them directly, or most of the people believe that they are doing a good job and are meeting the organization expectations. So that is what we have to always be in a positive attitude. So we always think that whatever we are doing is good enough. So providing routine and ongoing feedback is one of the characteristics of an effective manager. So ideally people should be able to track their performance independently of their manager's feedback. So but good managers make a practice of consistently letting people know just what they are looking for and how their performance measures up in the department. So as I said, communication is also one of the very important aspects. So collecting and sharing performance data, yes, it's very important that anyway you are collecting as a manager, you're collecting and storing the data periodically. But what is the point if you don't share the data with the employee? You have to give proper feedback, properly. Even many times, even the negative feedback also should be communicated to them very effectively, being the manager. So moving upon to our next slide. Okay. Okay, so you are observing the documents, then A, B, C, D. Okay, here there is one more point. Preparation for performance review as a part of employees, that is very dark inside this. Okay, I'll just read it for you. It is preparing for performance reviews on part of employees. So I have told you that we need to observe, and you need to document each and every aspects, and you need to be updating, and proper feedback should be communicated, then reinforcement on part of managers. Okay, all this has been discussed during our previous slide itself, so you can just go through it once. Then moving upon to the next phase, it is performance assessment. So here both employees and managers are responsible for evaluating whether behavior exhibits by them is desired or not. So it is very important for both the parties to participate in process, as it gives a better input, presenting clear picture about the job or the job description, whatever they are into. So it includes extent to which goals started in development plans that are achieved. So data required for this step can be obtained by process of performance appraisal system in the company. So here, moving upon to the next phase, that is the performance review. See, as I said, in performance appraisal phase, okay, that evaluates the extent to which desired behavior has to be displaced and desired results that has to be achieved. But the performance review phase provides a format setting in which an employee receives feedback on past performances and developmental progress as when with the future plans. So this stage involves meetings between employees and the employers to review their assessments. So here you are assessing, here you are trying to review your assessment. So this meeting is called the appraisal meeting. This meeting is very important for company as it provides a formal setting where employees receive feedback on his or her performance, whether it is negative or positive, whether there are strengths or weaknesses, both will be communicated to the employee. Okay, so this should be our last phase for today's session. So next phase is performance renewal and recontracting. So our next phase is performance renewal and recontracting. So this is the final stage in the performance process, that is renewal and recontracting. So it does not indicate towards ending of the process. On contrary, focuses on continuous monitoring and controlling performance management activity in the company to see if it is in line with expectation or not. Okay, so you start with prerequisites or the planning process, but after renewal and recontracting, you are not going to stop down here, because it is a process, it is a cycle, it is a continuous process. Performance management system is a continuous process. So you start with planning, but after this again you start with planning. So anyways, last but not the least, the performance renewal and contracting phase are similar to performance planning phase, except the use of insights and information from the other phases. So if your work involves the implementation of projects, then the above process should be used for each and every projects that you have undertaken in your business. Okay, so the important thing to remember is that you shouldn't limit performance reviews and assessments to the yearly or quarterly tasks. Managers and their employees to your organization should be regularly reflecting on the targets that have been set and in the process to continuous improvement. So the performance management system is an ongoing due to the fact that the markets or customers needs and the products are never constant. Change is inevitable. You have to adopt the change whatever comes across. Today whatever product is very useful, maybe tomorrow it's going to be waste. So it's very difficult to sustain in this challenging market. So it's very important to adopt and sustain in the market. So this is performance management system process or phases. Okay, either they ask process or phases. This is the answer that has to be given. Either you write the e-planning or e-renewal process, or if you don't write, the letter E also is fine. So please make a note of all these things, and the slides are self-explanatory. If you just go through once, I hope by this time you should have understood the process. So understand. Okay, it's not necessary that you have to by heart everything. So you just understand and learn. Okay, so have a great day, guys. See you in our next session. Bye bye.